There you go.
Alright. So, what if I told you that there's a way for you to lower your blood pressure, lose weight, boost your immune system, and sleep better at night? If you don't know what I'm referring to, I'm talking about a word that everyone hates to hear and fears sometimes. It's called exercise. More specifically, aerobic exercise. Aerobic exercise has many benefits for human health. In an article titled "What Are the Benefits of Aerobic Exercise" by Ashley Marson in 2012, she states that aerobic exercise has the ability to improve body functions such as the cardiovascular system and reverse some diseases such as type 2 diabetes. As an exercise science major, I have 4 years of experience discussing aerobic exercise within class and the ways it improves body functions, how it affects the central nervous system, and how to increase your aerobic threshold. I've also learned a lot more than that, but those are the 3 points we'll focus on today. So I'll start off by giving you a little background of what aerobic exercise is, how it impacts the human body, and how to improve your aerobic system. But first, let's dive into what aerobic exercise is. In an article titled "Aerobic Exercise," in an article titled "Aerobic Exercise Benefits and Examples" by Richard Wheel in 2018, he states that aerobic exercise is defined as a brisk exercise that promotes the circulation of oxygen through the blood and is associated with an increased amount of breathing. And Sarah Lindbergh then went on and published an article in 2019 titled "Examples of Aerobic and Anaerobic Activities," in which she tells us some examples that are classified as aerobic exercise. And these examples include walking, jogging, hiking, cycling, swimming, just to name a few. And here is a picture of what that is. So in this book, we have a picture of people hiking there. So we'll go ahead and you guys can see that picture there.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. So now that we have a clear definition of what aerobic exercise is, we can examine how this type of exercise benefits the human body. In an article titled "Aerobic Exercise Health Information," in which no author was found, but the publication date was in 2011, the benefits that were included in this article are that we find an increased amount of high-density lipoprotein cholesterol in our body, so that's the good cholesterol, decreased risk of heart disease, it lowers your blood pressure, and it improves your lung functioning, just to name a few. And then this is further backed up by a journal article written by Liana Machado and Haley Genui in 2012 titled "Benefits of Regular Aerobic Exercise for Executive Functioning in Healthy Populations." In this journal article, the researchers found that higher levels of aerobic exercise may be associated with superior brain structure. So basically what this means is that they found a correlation between aerobic exercise and an increased cognitive performance in children and adults. So that means we're thinking better, our brain is more alert, we're more awake, we feel better throughout the day. And they also found that older adults have higher circulating neurotrophin levels and gray matter volumes in the prefrontal cortex. So now that we have a clear definition of what aerobic exercise is and how it helps the human body, now we can dive into how to improve our aerobic threshold. So how we can sustain exercise for a longer period of time while going at a harder intensity. The Mayo Clinic staff wrote an article titled "Can You Sing When You Work Out?" And this article was published in 2012, and they found that in order to increase your aerobic performance, you have to create a frequent amount of stress on your aerobic system. So a way to do this and a way to measure this is through your heart rate. Your heart rate is a great indicator of the amount of stress you're creating on your body via exercise. And in a nutshell, for those of us who don't know many exercise science terms, if you can't talk while doing exercise, you're challenging your system. If you can talk when you're doing exercise, you're not challenging your system, so you won't be increasing that level to a higher threshold. So keep that in mind next time you do exercise. If you want to have better lung capacity, if you want to be able to exercise at a longer duration for an increased amount of time, challenge your system. You don't want to have a full conversation with your partner next to you. You want to be gasping a little bit while you exercise. So now you know the gist of what aerobic exercise is, and it's important to the body. So even if you're not a fan of exercise and this doesn't suit you, maybe you can educate your children or a friend as to how to be physically active. Tell them what you learned, what aerobic exercise is, the benefits it has for the human body, and how they can increase their aerobic threshold. And if you want to lead a happier and healthier life in which you feel better and live long enough to see your grandchildren be born, then go for a brisk walk or a 30-minute jog every day.